So, let me ask you something. What does your document say about you before anyone even reads a single word? That's what we're talking about today, that critical first impression. We're going to break down exactly how to make any document a professional handshake, one that screams quality and attention to detail.
Just imagine this for a second. A potential client opens up your proposal. That one file, that's their very first meeting with your entire team. The stakes are really, really high. In that one moment, your document can either build instant trust or, well, create instant doubt.
Okay, so first things first. It all starts with structure. Long before anybody reads your brilliant ideas, the visual organization of the page is already sending a message. It's telling them if you're competent, organized, and if you pay attention to the details.
I love this way of thinking about it. Sending a sloppy, poorly formatted document, it's kind of like showing up to a huge client meeting in sweatpants. It just signals that you don't care. But a clean, well-structured document, that's like a perfectly tailored suit. It tells everyone you mean business right from the get-go.
It really boils down to these three things, the three pillars of a great document. You need a clear title, so they know what they're looking at. You need clearly labeled sections, which act like signposts, guiding them through your points. And finally, a logical flow, so their eyes just naturally move from the big idea down to the details. It's all about respecting their time.
And just look at the difference here. On the left, you've just got bold text. It's a dense, intimidating wall of words. But on the right, using proper heading styles creates an instant visual map. It makes the whole thing scannable, and it subconsciously tells the reader, hey, I've organized this for you because I value your time. It's a small thing that makes a huge difference.
All right, so we've got the skeleton in place. Now it's time to polish the details. These are those little things that, honestly, make all the difference. They take a document from just good enough to truly professional.
First up, fonts. Listen, this is not the time to get creative with wild, decorative styles. The goal here is one thing: readability. You want to stick to clean, standard fonts like Calibri, Arial, or Georgia. And here's a great pro tip. Use one font for your headings and a slightly different, complementary one for your body text. It adds just a touch of design without sacrificing professionalism.
1 inch. It might seem like a random number, but it is the industry standard for a very good reason. Those 1-inch margins create what we call white space around your text. It gives your words room to breathe, and it makes the whole page feel less cluttered and way easier on the eyes. It's basically a clean frame for your masterpiece.
And here's another one of those tiny numbers that makes a huge impact. Just bumping your line spacing from single to at least 1.15 keeps your text from feeling all cramped and squished together. That tiny bit of extra space between the lines makes it physically easier for someone to read and actually absorb what you're saying.
Okay, you've built a great structure. You've polished all the details. Now for the final, critical step that, believe me, so many people get wrong: the handoff. How you actually save and send the file is the very last piece of this professional puzzle. This is so important. Your working file, your Word doc, your Google Doc, that's for you. That's for your internal team. It's a work in progress. But when you send it to a client, you have to export it as a PDF. Why? Because a PDF locks in all your hard work. It preserves the fonts, the margins, the layout. It guarantees the client sees the document exactly the way you designed it to be seen.
And please don't forget the file name. Sending something called final_draft_final_v2_real just looks messy. Instead, use a clean, consistent format like this one: date, document name, version number. It shows you're organized, right down to the file name itself.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, so now it's time for a quick check, just to make sure these key ideas are really sinking in. Let's see what you've picked up.
All right, pop quiz. Based on everything we just talked about, all that hard work to make your document look polished and professional, which file format are you going to choose when you send it to that important client?
You got it, PDF. It's gotta be a PDF. And the reason is simple, but it's absolutely critical. It guarantees your document looks exactly the same on their computer as it did on yours. It locks in that professional first impression you worked so hard to create.
So, let's just recap with a super simple checklist. Number 1, build a clear structure using proper headings. 2, polish the details with clean fonts and good spacing. 3, always export to PDF for delivery. And finally, number 4, seal the deal with a professional file name. Simple as that.
You know, every single document you send out is an opportunity. It's a chance to show how competent you are, how professional you are, and how much you respect the person on the other end. So the only question left is,
Are you ready to make that impression count?